Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast, episode number 86, the Animal House Reunion, the clean version, with Chip Spaulding, a.k.a. Chipcity, and Marc Balestreri, a.k.a. Lord Crungle. Big Buck Registry is a virtual museum of hunting stories. We preserve a piece of Americana by interviewing and recording hunters about their hunts and experiences from across the country. And who knows, maybe we'll learn a thing or two along the way that'll help us take our hunt to the next level.
Hey, this is Jeremy Moore with DogboneHunter.com. Get ready for another amazing show on the Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast.
This is Josh Carney, son of the South. You're listening to my number one podcast on the internet, the Big Buck Registry Big Buck Podcast.
Hello, bow hunters. This is Philip Havens, host of the Bow Hunting Freedom Podcast at bowhuntingfreedom.com. Get ready for another great episode of Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Deer Hunting Podcast.
Welcome to another crazy episode of the Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast. This is your host, Jay Scott, and I'm here with Dusty Phillips from Ohio. What's happening, big dog?
Oh man, it's it's the time that the old buck is dropping his antlers on the ground. So I'm trying to do a little bit of shed hunting.
Yeah, where you finding the sheds these days?
Fence rows.
Yeah,
bedding areas.
Okay.
And, if you catch them going back and forth to a food source, you're going to find some antlers on their travel corridor.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah, it's something else that we can do. After the season ends and get out there and do a little exercising and enjoy yourself.
We're getting a lot of good feedback from our show we do with Jeremy Moore from Dogbone. A lot of people are listening to that show and learning all about it. So if you ever wanted to check it out, it's bigbuckregistry.com/dogbone. And you can learn how to use a dog to find sheds, or you can just use Dusty, either one.
Yeah, it's something that I enjoy. When you enjoy and love something, you get after it.
I plan on doing a lot of it myself as soon as the 3 feet of snow melts down to like 1.5 feet.
3 feet. No thanks.
Swear to God.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm out. I don't like 3 foot of snow. You can have it. Keep it up that way.
I took my snowblower, which has the bucket on the front is probably 2.5 feet high, and I was a good 6 inches under the snow as I was plowing through, and I had to snow blow out to my fire pit, because in the winter I like to have a fire at night, when the temperatures are around 20 degrees. It's nice atmosphere, nice to be outside. You can have a nice fire pit, but in order to get there, for our guests to get there, I snow blow from my driveway all the way to the backyard near the garden. So it's just amazing how you can make literally mazes in your backyard now, because in some spots you can't even see where I've been piling up the snow, or where the snow's come off the roof. You can't see above the snowbanks.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to build a snow fort from all the snow pushed off of the driveway. And
right.
It'll be above my kids' heads, and we're talking about 10 years old here. They won't be able to see out.
I might just come over and hang out at your house for the next week.
That's what I'm thinking. You got to make the most of of the challenges you're given in life. And this is, instead of sitting inside hating the snow, go outside and make fun with it. That's what I think. But boy, it sure makes shed hunting challenging. Speaking of somebody that's made the most of it, we're revisiting with our good friend Chipcity Spaulding, and this is the Animal House Reunion Podcast.
Animal House. That's why you got to check Animal House out. They got a Facebook page now, and I think they're rekindling some things, Jay, actually.
That would be cool. Dusty, tell me about your first experience with Animal House.
When I first learned about Chipcity Spaulding, I was on Facebook, social media, and there was this video that popped up, and somebody that I knew liked this video, so I just randomly checked it out, and I flipped on the video. I really didn't know what to expect. But, Chipcity was about 8 foot high, bouncing on this bed in his hotel room. And I started laughing. I said, what is this? Who's this guy?
Kind of like watching a car crash. You can't stop looking at it. Like, what is this guy doing?
And you had to replay it. Like, it just caught my attention enough. Like, is he really in a hotel room in a shower gown, like a nightgown, jumping on the bed just as hard as he could jump? And it was for real. Yeah. Like, it was the real deal.
Now, you have to admit, they've tuned it or toned it down a bit. And I would say Chip isn't quite as zany or crazy as he was 5-6 years ago, but he definitely has the spark in him. And I think some of those talents he's been able to channel into super positive ways. And some of that stuff that he used to do and probably didn't really even get away with then, he doesn't do as much these days, but he still loves to push the envelope.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's one of the things where the professional side of his career is taken off, and they had to tone it down. But I think that Animal House is going to get rekindled where they can tone it up a little bit.
Definitely, and I think they're onto something here. And we got to sit down with them at the ATA show with Marc Balestreri, Lord Crungle, as he's known as, and Chipcity Spaulding, a.k.a. Carlton Spaulding, as his real name is, and got to hear the whole story behind Animal House. And this was one of the first times they've really gotten together, I think, in a long time. They're missing Mr. Serious, but this is like a cult following, this Animal House thing, and we get to kind of see where Chip was, all the wacky, zany stories that go into his manager and bottle rockets, up to where they are today, where they're taking life a little more seriously, but still having loads of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're having a blast, and they're living life. You know, and that's something that if you're not living life, you know, you're having a boring day every day.
I agree.
It definitely is something that when we met the two together, there's an energy there like no other.
Yes.
It's definitely a very readable energy that their success all around these guys because of their outlook on what they do and their energy and their fun level.
Yeah.
You know, they're just a blast and a great time. Really good guys, and we enjoyed having them on the show for sure.
Fun, creative. Always changing the scenery. There's nothing boring about these guys, but you're going to love this if you're a fan of Animal House or just a fan of really creative people doing some very creative stuff in the outdoor industry.
Yeah, enjoy it. It's going to be a good time and a great podcast. The energy level, that's what's amazing about Chip City, you know, and Marc Balestreri. That right there, they separate themselves from everybody else because of their energy.
Completely agree. Well, let's fire it up.
Let's do it.
Deer foot there.
Too much good conversation going on.
Deer foot there.
You got a deer foot and a turkey foot. Oh, snap, the buck face. You got big arms, dude.
Yeah, what are you curling? Like 75 pounders?
Probably like
Sets of 20. You got the Deca?
about two. I got 2.5s on each side.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Two and a halves?
That's 5 pounds.
You lost me.
Gotcha.
2 and 2.5 is 5.
Plus the bar.
Yeah. It's a
Usually
bar.
that's 5.
Yeah. If I get jacked up, I can put another 2.5 on there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably curl. I don't know, 250, couple good reps.
Really?
Whoa.
Easy.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's up, Animal House?
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Chillin'.
Got Chipcity Spaulding, Lord Crungle, in the house.
Yes.
This is the official reunion.
Wow.
I suppose.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
missing a couple characters, though, right?
Yeah, we're missing Mr. Serious.
Mr. Serious. Where's he at?
Probably making teeth somewhere. What day is it?
New York. What
It's
is
Friday.
Today's Friday, yeah.
Yeah,
He's working.
He's working.
You guys all make teeth or made teeth
Used
or
to.
something.
Yeah, used to.
Can
Is
you,
that how
still, can you still rip them? I mean, we might need some.
Dusty lost a tooth last week.
Well, I busted one. It's getting them fixed, but you know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Never know when you get Animal House and need a whole set.
We got it. We got
Yeah.
you covered.
Chad's still doing them. All
Nice.
three of us used to work in the same
That's
dental
crazy.
lab.
It's craziness.
Yeah, we
Is
all
that
worked-
what it was? So
Yeah.
That's how it all started. That's
Yeah.
where it started.
We all lived in the same apartment, worked
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Little fraternity of teeth makers.
yeah. The small town that we grew up in, the only actual good job in that area. I mean, the place is pretty run down. There's nothing around. So the only good job there is Bonnedet. And it's a giant dental lab.
Okay.
And you don't need like a degree. They'll train you there. So like that's like your dream if you live in that town is to one day get a job at Bonnedet.
No kidding.
Yeah. And people apply and apply and apply. I mean, that's like the dream job to have if you live in that town. Like, if you're out somewhere at the bar or whatever, and they're like, oh, where do you work? And you're like, Bonnedet. They're like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
you start kissing the ground. Kind of walk, kiss your nose up a little bit.
It's like a
The
kiss
kiss
the
of
ring,
the
bitch.
ground?
Yeah, it's like a kiss the ring, bitch type thing.
And it's funny because
Kiss the ring.
you say it that
Yeah.
way. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're Bonnedet.
Bonnedet.
And like you say it with
Yeah.
an expectation of somebody to treat you that way.
And usually, like, if you do work at Bonnedet, they have Bonnedet clothes. Like, they have Bonnedet jackets and hats and whatever.
Yeah.
So, if you do work at Bonnedet and, like, you go out, you'll rock, like, some Bonnedet gear just to be like, yeah, that's
on
right.
purpose.
Like, it's like a biker gang, you know? It's like you wearing your, what do they call it? The vest?
Flying your colors.
Yeah, the vest.
No,
And,
but what's it called? It's called a cut. Yeah, it's like wearing the cut. So,
Also, we got a cut expert in the house too.
oh yeah, we got my buddy Josh over here. He's actually in the Hells Angels.
Nice.
Really?
No,
No.
Hell no, he says.
I don't believe that because you almost didn't give him a beer last night. Like he was going to be the driver.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Nice.
Yeah. Where'd you guys go last night? You just went to bed.
No,
No.
we ended up at the.
Piano bar. Howl at the Moon.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
It was rocking.
college night.
It was really rocking. We couldn't believe it.
I don't even think you told me that you guys were going there. I would have went with you.
Not sure we knew we were going there.
Yeah.
You were just like, Mir, it's getting late. We're heading out.
Well, we thought you was
Well-
dedicated to the Hyatt, so we just,
Oh, heck no.
we had a good time. It was really rocking. I mean, it really was. It was a great band, up there slamming on the piano. It was
Yeah.
cool. It was cool. I couldn't believe it.
Bartenders dancing on the bar. And,
Oh, whoa.
oh, yeah.
That was me. That was
squirting
me,
this
Jay.
no, well, yeah, they're doing shots out of
We
syringes
called
and stuff.
it off about 1 o'clock.
yeah.
We was back in the room by 1.
So it's literally called a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I can't. I called it off around 1 o'clock too. I can't go
Oh, we had an early morning.
full
Yeah.
savage anymore.
Yeah, you had a wave of tiredness there.
Yeah, I used to. Well, I was in a bad conversation.
That's what you said. It's the
You were sitting down,
conversation
too,
was
right?
I
tiring you
seriously-
out.
no.
That'll do it
seriously.
every time.
I seriously stepped into a group of guys and just out of politeness decided to give them, the 10 minutes of, hey, how's it going?
Sure.
And the conversation just went into feeding calves. Like they were talking about feeding cows and stuff. And I started to fall
Only you.
asleep.
I heard that
I started to
conversation
fall
in the
asleep.
background.
I started to fall
Isn't that
asleep,
funny?
and I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, guys. I'm sorry, So,
Right.
and then I walked away from that conversation just totally drained. Like I went into it like, yeah, let's party, and then I left it like, oh, I just want to go to bed now.
It's craziness.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the ATA 2015? Let's hear your thoughts on it.
It's cool. It's looking good this year. I haven't gotten to shoot all the new bows. That's what I really like the most is all the gear. I don't know. I don't really get into the whole. I don't go to all the meetings. I don't go to do the whole business thing and whatever. I just make TV shows and smile. So the ATA to me is just shooting all the new bows.
A little playground for you.
Yeah, it's like a little playground. I like to go shoot the new bows. And
Any
just talk to
any
people.
cool bow gadgets out there that are new this year that you like?
Oh, we shot a
I don't-
crossbow that shot pellets, like a shotgun.
What?
Shot.
Shut.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
shot. And the
How did it-
crossbow.
what?
Yeah, it's weird. You put this. It's kind of like a sabot. Holds probably 30 or 40 pellets.
Really?
You put it in. It's a barrel. It's your arrow. It shoots arrows as well, bolts, and it's all covered. So it's like a barrel attached to this crossbow. You load the sabot in with the pellets. It falls down. Pull the load it, and it shoots. It's like 300 feet per second.
Wow.
You shoot rats.
Huh.
Probably kill a squirrel.
That's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah. It was
That's bizarre.
weird. And then you can go and reuse the sabot that holds.
Right.
Yeah, you pick it up and you reload it.
Really?
Huh.
Interesting.
You go find all your pellets.
Yeah.
What was this called?
I don't know.
Were
Yeah.
they shooting it there?
Yeah, Josh shot it in the demo booth.
What
size
And then
pellets
everybody's
were they
around. They're
shooting?
like, all right, he's about to shoot, guys. And everybody plugged their ears. Yeah, and shrapnel.
Really?
Yep.
That's
It's kinda
bizarre.
loud.
That's fantastic.
Wow. We haven't seen
It's
that
a
yet.
novelty, really.
That is bizarre. But yeah, that's the ATA. I mean, the ATA, man, freaking going around shooting bows.
checking out some new things, learning some new stuff, and
then just afterwards hanging out with everybody. It's cool.
That's a big networking system. I mean, it's huge for networking.
Yeah.
I got you guys are my friend now from last night.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Facebook and Instagram.
Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Bam.
Actually, this ATA here, it changes every year. If people don't know that are listening, the location of it changes every year. What year? Where was it last year? In Nashville.
Nashville. Yes.
The year before that, it was in like Kentucky or Georgia or like somewhere southernish.
Do we have word on what's going next year? What's the word next year? Any idea?
I have no idea. But this one in Indiana was the first one I ever went to. Not this one, but it was 4 years ago. The last time it was in Indiana was the first one I ever went to. Crungle and I and Mr. Sirius as Animal House, trying to get sponsorships.
So that wasn't that long ago then.
Dude, that was crazy.
No
that was
kidding.
Absolutely crazy. We had no idea.
How did you approach sponsors?
We didn't.
Saying you were
We had
Animal
Fitz.
House.
We didn't. We had Fitz.
We had a salesman.
What happened was we were making stupid internet videos, and then
I
Fitz,
want a contract.
Brian
now.
Fitzpatrick, calls us up. This guy, he's actually friends with Chris, and he had made an attempt in the past to have his own show and came pretty close. Something happened with the major sponsor, dropped him or whatever. It didn't end up going. It was called Field Talk with Fitz. And it was like it was kind of like the Jackie Bushman thing, but he was in front of a live audience.
Yeah,
you
like
know what I mean?
Letterman.
Yeah, it was like Letterman.
Ah.
And if you knew Fitz, you would be laughing right now because he's just a pretty funny guy. But yeah, he called us up. No, he got a hold of us on Facebook or something like that.
Yeah,
how serious are you guys? What do you guys know about TV? And we're like, nothing. We're just working on we're going to make a DVD.
It was a video really contest.
Cool.
We told.
Yeah, we were doing video contests, just
Hunting
winning
with the
video
judge.
contests, making.
Hunting with the what?
Hunting with the Judge, a TV show.
Nice.
Remember?
Oh my
We did the
God!
contest.
We were on
That's where
Hunting
the
with the
video-
Judge. Does that show even exist anymore?
What about the one where you guys
Wasn't
were
the
at
judge a chick?
Yeah.
Hunting with the Judge.
Sent us a gigantic box.
We thought we
Stuff
were.
they got for free
we
from
thought
ATA.
we were the.
Yeah.
What about when you guys are all sitting in a barber shop talking about the hunters?
Yeah.
That was a great show.
As the old guys.
Yeah.
That was well written.
Now, I wish I had seen that episode, but Dusty still hasn't sent me the DVD that he promised to send me.
I still haven't sent you the DVD
That's
that
true.
I promised as well.
I don't feel so bad.
I'm not on the ball. I got your back on that one. I'm the worst ADD freak. I mean it when I say it. Like, yeah, man, I'll send it to you. I don't walk away from the conversation like, yeah, I'm not going to send it.
I never doubted
But
your intent.
that's what happens.
No, I never doubt that.
But
It's a crazy thing that actually me and Chipcity actually keep in touch, like outside the shows. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's one of the things where I usually see a text from Chipcity once, twice, maybe 3 times a month, and we just keep in touch. We rock it like that. It's pretty cool.
For sure.
It's great social networking here at the ATA, and you learn and meet a lot of new people. It's pretty awesome, really.
That's what it's
a
all
great
about.
experience.
Oh, yeah. I meet so many people. I go home with a pocket full
Of
phone
cards.
numbers and cards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would say the best person that we ever met though was Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
That was Fitz. If Fitz didn't exist in our lives, we wouldn't be here right now.
Really?
Because he was the one that said, "Yeah, you guys need a TV show."
No
Yeah,
kidding.
pushed
And
it.
he took our little thing off the internet, showed it to the Sportsman's Channel, and they were like, "Heck yeah!" And then he's like, "What do you guys know about the ATA?" Never heard about it. Never been. Never heard about it. Didn't know what it was. He goes, "That's where you're gonna go get your sponsorships. Let's go." So we all packed up and we met Fitz and we came to the ATA. We stayed at
At the hotel that I'm staying at now.
the hotel
Hotel 6.
Hotel 6, and we tore that place apart.
You guys getting like
Yeah, but we came here.
great.
We came here with some like guerrilla marketing. We came here with
that
like
right?
1,000, like thousands of stickers, thousands of flyers everywhere. You couldn't walk 10 feet in the ATA without seeing a flyer on the floor for Animal House. You couldn't walk. Every single trash can had an Animal House sticker on it. And then also everybody that we met, we'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" and pat them on the back. I'm talking from Michael Waddell to T-Bone to the Heartland Bowhunter guys to
Little sticker.
everybody.
Tiffany's ass.
Tiffany's butt. Just bam, slap the sticker on him or whatever.
Wow.
And then it became like a big game where they kind of laughed about it, and they would take the sticker off and get their buddy. So
Yeah.
it was just like,
And they were coming up to us saying,
seriously, like
stickers.
70% of the people walking around at the ATA and afterwards, like at the Hyatt, had animal stickers on their Animal House
Fantastic.
stickers on their back.
So how many
You wanna know the-
DVDs did you actually make?
back then we didn't even have a DVD. We didn't have
Just made
anything.
one DVD.
Just a file.
Oh, you're talking about right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just have one. It's the
Just one.
season 1. Yeah.
But you want to know what the most gangster thing we did
Yeah.
for the guerrilla marketing?
What you got?
Every single TV in the whole entire place in the
Oh,
hallways.
yeah, we
took their DVD out and put ours on a loop, and it was our promo.
Yep.
You broke into the feed, man,
Yep.
and
Yes.
made them watch your show.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
Yep, and
That
there'd be
was
people, and
gangster.
it was funny because like back then it was a real big deal, and we would sit and we
Guerrilla
would watch,
marketing.
we would
Watch
watch
other people.
we would watch
That's
people
awesome.
watch our show, and to see the reaction that they would get.
Some dudes would be like, "These guys are idiots."
They wouldn't realize we were standing right there.
And then a couple little kids with their mom are just staring there, just
Yep.
looking, watching.
Yep. And that was the year too. Man, I just remember walking around and everybody looking at us like we had 3 heads.
Mhm. Oh yeah, because we were dressed differently.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had some rivals.
We were looked
had
like
some
the Motley
secret
Crue, you know what I
Remember
mean?
the
Walking
secret
into a country bar.
rivals.
Really?
So,
They were anything wild.
But
Those guys.
that's
They
what's
What is
cool.
it?
Really, anything wild. Those
anything
dudes.
wild.
Those guys from that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like,
'Cause they were
these guys
cunts.
secretly hated us, but we had no clue who they were.
Yeah.
We almost got in
Okay,
a
I
fight with them
remember.
at the Hyatt.
And yeah, we almost got in a fight with him. He broke the bottle or whatever. And I was so gone at that point. I thought they were just being friendly and cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like I get to a
Really?
point. I am not a violent person. I don't drink much, but when I do drink, I'm just the happiest person in the world. Literally, if you were swearing at me and telling me that you wanted to fight and you're shadow boxing in front of me, I'm smiling, thinking that we're having a conversation. Like until I get punched in the face, and then I'm like, "Whoa, that guy's not nice. What happened?"
Jerk.
So yeah, this dude was like wanted to throw down and like threw a bottle down on the ground and smashed it, and then like everybody swarmed in and just scooped me out of there, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, that guy was gonna kick your ass. I'm like, no, he wasn't. We were talking. They're like, no, he just broke a bottle and he was going to stab you with it.
Yeah.
And this is one of the guys from their competing
I don't know.
They had
I
a
don't
crazy
know.
show.
Yeah.
And
other show.
they would do stuff like spray each other in the face with buck bomb and
Oh, gee
You know,
whiz.
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Yeah. And and I think that because they were like younger and crazy, they thought that I don't know.
I might fit right in, you guys. I put deer mineral on my cereal in hopes that I sweat a little bit of mineral smell and get the deer come a little closer.
There you go. Yep. Or you
Delicious.
could eat it and not be afraid to drop deuce out of your stand.
You're right there. But it gets all bound up. You get on that mineral.
I never tried it. Whose beef jerky is this? Is it safe?
Mine.
It's
It
venison.
is safe.
Is it safe?
How
It's
dare
venison
you,
jerky.
Chipcity.
I'm
How
gonna dig
food
into
safe.
it. Where'd you get it?
I made it.
You had some at the at
it
the
venison?
Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
You had some at Harrisburg.
venison.
I hope it wasn't the
versus
same
beef.
batch.
Yeah, it is.
It's the best.
It's the
it
same
does
batch
it.
from a year ago.
It's higher
We
quality
found it in our luggage.
all the way around.
I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
I wrap my dirty underwear around it.
Nice.
Keep it safe.
Excellent. It's pretty good though, man.
Yeah.
For real.
But yeah, it's it's pretty cool to hear the story of how you guys started and where you're at today.
The
You know.
first time when we ever met Fitz, we had never met him. We were meeting up with him to go to the ATA, and we met him in like Michigan somewhere, didn't we? At a hotel room.
Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio. We met him.
Because he wanted to.
We've
hitch
never
with
met
us.
the guy, and this guy is supposedly now our manager. We pull up, and he's getting his stuff out of his truck, and we start shooting fireworks at him. Bottle rockets at him. We've never even shook the dude's hand before or met him, and we're shooting bottle rockets out the
Yeah.
window at him.
Sweet.
But he loves it. You know what I mean? He loved
Right.
it. He just
Yeah,
knew
he's
who we
laughing.
were.
He's
and
like, yeah, you guys are nuts.
he was too.
Yeah, he had a
We brought him
giant
back.
Animal
We-
House sticker on his
How old
truck.
is Fitz? How old is
That's
Fitz?
awesome.
How old is Fitz?
40.
Yeah, we brought him back
mid-40s.
because he was 40-something, and then when he would hang out with us, he was 21 years old all over again. So
That's awesome. He
How-
said,
how-
"You guys
how
are
old
gonna
were you
be
guys at this
great.
time?
Keep doing it. That's awesome.
How old were you?
25?
Yeah,
I was probably 25,
I'm
26.
32 right now.
Yeah.
Probably late 20s.
Yeah.
It's craziness. So you start out.
You know what? I don't want to eat this while I'm like...
Just
I know,
stop
you-
it, huh?
It's
Can't do
like,
both.
yeah.
Perfect.
You really
When I
should
hear
do a podcast.
when I hear
chewing on-
podcasts of people like sipping their coffee and chewing
Right.
stuff, I'm like,
That's
oh,
okay.
you're so gross. Get cut. Like, can't you eat something before it? So I'm gonna put it down.
It's
I'm all in.
it's one of the things where trapping this experience that you guys have, the road that you've traveled down to get to where you're at now. You know, obviously you're both in the producing television, TV shows.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've covered where you've come from. Where are you at now? Let's talk about a little bit about your more professional side, from where you've come from
And not saying that it wasn't professional at the time, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of cutting up, a lot of ripping. You know, you're talking about tearing up hotel rooms.
It started with music. I was Chip's DJ.
Yeah.
We would enter battles and win them all, and then almost get jumped.
Yeah.
Battle the bands, everything.
Two white kids going to the city and
Oh, it's
had a
hardcore, man.
battle of the bands.
Boston.
We're the only two white kids there, and we win. So you got to watch your back when you're leaving with that trophy.
Syracuse, New York, the number
You
2
get popped.
highest crime rate in the U.S.
Remember that? We got death threats. They said they were going to kill us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were all wearing white shirts.
Yeah.
And
they were very upset
That's
that
kind
we
of
won.
scary, dude.
they were really upset. Yeah, we had to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this before or after Animal House?
That was
Before.
Okay, so that's like the original kickstart of all this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
we started with music,
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you
making our beats.
You was making beats. You was doing some battle of the band stuff. You was winning.
Yeah.
Then led into the denture making business. I'm sure.
Yeah,
after
because
that.
eventually we started making videos for the hip hop we were doing for the gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're like, whoa, this video stuff's pretty cool. Let's integrate it with hunting.
Yeah.
And then we entered a video contest.
Yeah, we started doing video because of the music, but we always hunted together. We'd always been hunting, and then we're like, well, we need something more interesting to film besides rap videos.
Right. Yeah.
So let's start filming our hunts.
Well, that's okay though. That's how you started. That's where it initially, you kicked the football off to play the game.
Yeah.
Now you've made a couple laps up and down the field. You've got yourself on the right tracks. And where are you at now? Let's talk about exactly where you're at now. Start with you, Chipcity.
Right now, I'm living in Illinois and producing 2 shows right now on the Outdoor Channel, Fear No Evil and Arrow Affliction for Chris Brackett, Mr. Sergeant Slaughter. So that's good. It's fun. I've come a long ways, and I moved from New York to do that, and that's what I'm doing right now. I've been looking at some other side projects and stuff like that. I'm looking at maybe some internet shows and whatnot that I want to do.
And we ran into somebody that talked about some side projects that you're involved with. That's really interesting that you're where you're at now, and that comes through you.
Yeah.
Lord Crungle.
Lord Crungle.
Marc Balestreri.
Helping Chip City out with what he's got going and just branching out and growing that production video tree.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a one large family, and you're just adding branches through the tree, and it's a great thing.
For sure.
Where are you at professionally now, Lord Crungle?
So I'm in Seneca Falls, where we grew up. And after the hunting thing, I met a couple people like in Watkins Glen, about 35 miles from where I live, and they got me in. They introduced me to a site that does freelance work for big companies like McDonald's, Budweiser, Hellman's, Heinz, everything. And it's more or less video contests. And eventually, once you start doing more and more videos and you start winning videos, you get private assignments where they pay you to do the videos, and they pay them out when they buy them. So they pay for your materials. It's called seed money. So I got big into that, and that helped my controlled shoots. And I got into that, and then I started putting reels together and blasting it on the internet, showing people my work. And it got me a job working with TimberNet, and I moved out to Reno last April, and I was gone for about 8 months. I just recently came back, and I did the show Off Grid Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And
awesome show.
So yeah, I'm back, and I've got some other shows now. I'm helping out with a couple other shows. Doing one of them, I'm just QCing and sending it out, and then I've got a couple right on the line where we've got some stuff in the works with Tim, a couple other projects that we're going to be doing, and so yeah, there's a lot of stuff boiling. It's just you got to find the right thing to grab and what's going to make more sense.
Right.
And it was weird because before I was desperate and looking for work, and now it's flooded in, and it's to the point where I'm actually going to be having to sub my work out and get a helper.
Yep.
So fast.
So did you want to come back to the hunting industry once you kind of got out there for a little bit? Or
when I got out, I didn't I wasn't really looking at the hunting industry particularly because I was just doing a lot of controlled commercial stuff.
Gotcha.
But then, I don't know what happened, but I just had a spark. And one day, I was just sick of making teeth, and I got a hold of Tim, and I said, hey, what do you got cooking, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing? He's like, actually, you looking for work? What's salary you looking for? Would you be interested in packing up your family and coming to Reno? It consists of being a show that's going to be written, produced, edited, shot, everything. And I said, yeah, let me give you a call back in a day or two. I'll sit on it. I gave him a call back like 5 hours later and said, yeah, let's do this. And yeah, within about 4 weeks, I was packed up and out to Reno.
And gone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. And a lot of good things happened from
Yep.
it. I got a lot of networking, met a lot of people, and picked up jobs from that.
Yep.
So it went well. I finished Off-Grid Hunter. It was supposed to be done in about 10 or 11 months, and I finished it in about 6 months. Had everything done. My lease was up at the house that I was renting. It was going to be up soon. And I was like, let's split before the winter. I didn't want to move through it.
Right.
And just came home.
Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, I got an office set up in my room, and I got everything set up, and I'm just doing that out of my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yep. Still
That's
doing
very cool.
corporate stuff.
Have
Well,
you guys
welcome
seen
back.
Solo Hunter?
Yeah, absolutely. I have. Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Actually, we just had Tim on his podcast
Yep.
released tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be on the air tomorrow.
Mr. Solo.
Yeah, it's man, it's crazy the
Yeah,
things where you've come from to where you are now. You know, it's
Yeah.
been one heck of a ride, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how things work and how they work out. Because there's ups and downs, and the only thing you got to keep... Because I talk to a lot of people that try it once and they're done. And then they're like, but the thing is, you gotta look at the things that happen, the bad things that are slow, things that aren't happening that you want to go is all part of the ride.
Yeah.
So
What's something that you can say to keep somebody driving on to doing what they're doing through them slow times?
if you have a backup plan saying, if this doesn't work, I'm going to do this, then your heart's not 100% into it.
Yeah.
And you got to,
If you have to tell somebody, if you have to give somebody advice for them to take to get through it, then they're not going to get through it.
Right.
If someone's going to get through it, they've already got it in their heart and in their mind, and they're hardcore about it, and they're going to get through it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. I mean, it's always good to encourage and give those types of statements.
Oh, for
and
sure.
talk to people, but if I have to go and say, what am I going to do with my life? You got to tell me, what am I, you know what I mean? I didn't necessarily do that with Tim, because it's kind of sounded like, but what I did with Tim is I'm sick of making teeth, and I'm doing videos also on the side. I want to be able to get to the next level, check out my work.
Right.
That's what I did.
Yeah, you sent out a
So he
resume.
was like, yeah, I can hire you.
That's different
So,
than begging.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really begging, but
No.
yeah.
I'm in way too deep at this point. I don't think I'd ever be able to have a normal job again.
No.
I wouldn't be able to cut
No.
it.
Think you could ever do another Animal House show?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've talked to several people about it, and it'd be cool. I just don't want to. I don't want to produce it. You know what I mean? Well, I would want to produce it and be the mind behind it, but I don't want to. The way television shows on, you guys know, on outdoor networks is just ridiculous to me. Like, these guys have to pay the network to be on TV, and then they have to go and kiss everybody else's butt to make their money back. And like, you get these sponsors and products. I understand about the sponsor things. We have some great sponsors. Chris has some great sponsors that they're actually like friends and family. They're great people, but it's just the whole concept is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if we
Where
ever
does that concept come from about paying the network to have
it's
your
because
TV
there's
show?
because there's bad shows.
Bad
There's not
shows.
there's not enough good talent and not enough good content to prosper and to make money off of for these networks to pay people. Like for in the normal world, the network buys the show. They
Right.
pay, so these people get paid.
Yeah.
But it's because those shows are good and people want to watch them. Well, with the outdoor industry, there's not enough. Like, if you were like, okay, we're going to have a network and we want only good shows and we're going to pay, you'd have like 5 people in the world that would have entertaining good shows that are worth paying that
Gotcha.
people want to watch. What do you do with the rest of the time? Well, let's get all these guys that want to be professional hunters that will pay us to be on TV. You know what I mean? That's
Gotcha.
the whole gist of it. So,
Yeah, and Tim said the same thing, Tim Burnett, and
Yeah.
you've said the same thing. And
Yeah.
I've had people ask me, like, well, what do you know about starting a television show? So, look,
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it, but I've talked to a lot of guys that do.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I know for sure is you have to pay the network.
yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
not
Like, what?
interested.
How
So
can that be?
we're Viacom. Viacom's like one of the they do all the shows for MTV.
Yeah.
90. There's only 3 networks or 3 companies in the U.S. that run every single show you see on TV, other than that Outdoor Network. You got Paramount, Sony, Viacom.
Right.
Pretty sure, maybe, but we're essentially Viacom. Viacom's the one that's got the money. They're the ones that say we're going to pay to have these shows aired. So they're, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're doing everything themselves.
Right.
Also,
Right.
If the outdoor industry was like MTV, Animal House would be like underneath someone else. It wouldn't be our show.
Yeah.
We'd be hired talent.
And
do our thing.
Yeah. See, I'm just not interested in paying a network, editing it myself, producing it with Crungle, and then going and trying to get sponsors ourselves. Like, if
a lot of work.
If we do something, it's going to be, I just don't want to. I don't want to go through all that. It's not worth it.
Right.
It just sounds ridiculous to me. We did it once, but it's just fake. It is. It's fake if you're paying to be on TV, and then you have to go convince people to give you money to keep you going. I don't know.
Right.
I just think it seems like if it's going to happen, it should be sought after by other people, and it should be done that way. I don't know.
That's
You buy your way
that's
through.
the format for pretty much all outdoor stations,
All of it.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And
Unless you're an outdoor original or
and
something.
because television, outdoor television's done that way, I've been kind of thinking about some ideas to kind of get around that, and so I've been thinking about some ideas to kind of get around that and do some almost web-based stuff, and then have it exclusively on so-and-so's website that would pay us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To keep pumping videos.
That would pay us. It's exclusively. They air exclusively on their website, and they would pay us, whether it be Outdoor Channel, Sportsman's Channel, whatever. They pay us, and then you can go get sponsors if you want, if they for their logos to be on the whatever, and then that's all just money that you're making. You're not paying anybody to be on anything.
Yeah.
I would do it that way.
It seems like there's an alternative here, and it's not. I don't know TV from a hole in the wall, but it's just the simple economics.
Yeah, I see a lot of great shows. Like if you go on like MTV.com, they've got a lot of TV shows that don't air on TV that are just on their website, and they're like almost the beginning stages of a show. And if they're really good, then it might actually become a show on MTV someday. But they've got all kinds of stuff on their website.
And there's a lot of sponsorship there too.
And a lot of cool things going on. And I'm like,
starting to see people's names
man, the
show
hunting
up
industry doesn't do that. The Outdoor Channel doesn't have anything like that. They don't have these sub shows that are exclusively on their website. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if any of them from the Outdoor Channel hears this, it'll be happening probably in the next couple of weeks.
Right.
They'll be getting off their butts and do it. But
what about the other minor video streaming stuff like Roku and Apple and stuff like that, and their channels built into those that are for the outdoor industry?
Right.
What do you think about those?
We've been approached a million times for them.
We have.
Well, I have. Yeah.
He left you out, Chip.
Well, I've asked you about them. It's just a matter of getting it down to the format that they need and re-rendering stuff out and giving it to them. But it's just one of those things. They say, we're going to air it for free. You won't make anything.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
the Hunt
it's
channel.
not my first priority.
Yeah, the Hunt channel, the owner of the Hunt channel was just out last night. We were talking with him, and he wants Animal House on. So I'm just going to give him our old episodes. He's going to air them. But he's a funny dude, Will.
Yeah.
You need to guys have Will Simmons on here, dude. That's what
Will
he talks
Simmons,
like.
huh?
That's what he talks like. And he thinks he's the richest man in the world. What's up, dude? Y'all are crazy, dude. That's how he talks.
Yep.
I hunted with him in Canada, and he can't say wolf. He says wolf.
How you like the wolf hunting?
That's crazy, dude. I seen a wolf, man. Y'all wouldn't believe it. And he was telling me this story one time. He's like, he was somewhere moose hunting, and he was like, I found a wolf out there, dude, flat as a doormat. The moose done stomped him to death, dude, like a damn. The moose did the cha-cha on that wolf, dude. But you had to be there. I spit my breakfast out. I was laughing so hard. He's doesn't realize he's funny. He's not comical funny, but just he's one of those guys that is hilarious without knowing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, but you're laughing at him. You're not laughing with him. Like, it's that funny. It's funny.
Yeah, one day he pulled us to the side when we first met him, and he was like, I got a great show, dude.
Yeah.
We give this guy a slingshot, you get a machine gun, and this guy gets a bazooka, dude.
Yeah, a bazooka, dude. And for like weeks, it was just like when there's a total silence with us, someone would just be like,
y'all need a
y'all need a bazooka, dude.
Yeah,
and it was
inside
just some
joke.
weird inside joke. We would just randomly say it the whole time.
Yeah, people once in a while would come up to us.
Will Simmons became famous in our minds without even knowing it.
Yeah, yep.
That's what it's all about. That he makes great conversation for you guys to cut up with. That'd be a show right there in itself. If you had a fake bazooka,
oh my God! If we had Will Simmons here, it'd be the greatest show in the world. Holy cow!
What are some of the funniest Animal House off-screen situations you ever bumped into?
Oh Lord! Well, if you guys get the DVD, you get to actually see me on some. I decided to release it behind-the-scenes footage of our manager. He was in the bathroom, going to the bathroom in our hotel, and I threw a brick of fireworks in there and closed the door.
It was so funny because
threw it right on his lap.
We had White Castle, so he was
tore up.
He was on the right. So he opens the door and he's looking at me.
He's looking at
wafting it.
He's like,
wafting
how
it.
do you guys
like that?
He thinks he's
smell
wicked
it,
cool,
guys. Smell it. And he's wafting it out. We're like, okay.
Not knowing that I'm behind the other side, lighting a brick of fireworks. Threw it in there, shut the door. It was so loud, and it went off. It went off for way longer than I thought. I thought it was just going to be like a pop, 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 pop. No, it was like. You know what I mean? And we're just like, I opened the door. Fitz is gone.
Gone.
He's gone. And
Where'd he go?
The bathroom's only like 5 foot by 5 foot. He's gone. I'm like, I blow him up. He was hiding in the tub. He jumped into the tub.
Killed Fitz.
Yep. The bathroom was trashed.
Absolutely trashed. Absolutely
and the room
trashed.
smelled for the next 4 days like sulfur.
Yeah, the smoke alarm went off.
Yep.
He was vaporized.
We had to unplug it.
Yeah, we had to unplug the smoke alarm.
And we left the door open.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Wow.
Yep. And I'm only 8 doors down this time.
You're at the same place.
I'm at the same place. It was weird because, the Motel 6, there's probably 15, 20 of them. So I typed it in on my phone.
Yeah.
And I just did a random point, said, this one looks cool. All right, directions, go. And we pulled in. I'm like, get out. We're in the same spot.
That's sick.
Yep. We go to the same gas station every morning now.
It's craziness.
Damn.
Yeah, just coming into this industry not knowing everybody in this industry is really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Old school. What's the word I'm looking for? Just we were
Not outside the box.
Yeah. And we knew nothing
so
about
cookie
that.
cutter.
We didn't know that you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's the best position.
We
to
didn't
be
know
in.
that you can't blow your manager up in the hotel room the first day you meet him. Like
Nothing gave you that
break a lot
idea.
of
Like,
rules. Yeah.
no, we probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
We
didn't know that you're not supposed to show, your sponsor that you're trying to get. We didn't know that you're not supposed to show them the tattoo on your butt. In a meeting, in a business meeting,
Right in the middle of ATA.
right in the middle of ATA
During a signing.
But
Yeah.
so we came into this. Pretty much what happened is when Fitz called us and was like, "What do you know about TV?" I'm like, "Not much." So I watched the hunting channel, I watched the outdoor channel, and I watched a bunch of shows, and I just looked at them all, and I'm like, "We got this!" Like, are you kidding me? We got this. So and Crungle's like, "Yeah, man, we could do way better than this." So we just figured we could at least do better than 80% of the shows out there.
Right.
But we knew nothing about how politically correct and how you had to behave and how you couldn't, you couldn't swing turkeys around by the neck and you couldn't show this and you can't show that. So we just came in and everybody was like, whoa.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Stan Wars is pretty offensive.
Yeah, it's
I
very
guess.
offensive. Yeah, we got a show where our friend poops by our tree stand, and we catch him on trail camera. So we go and we cut down all of his tree stands with a chainsaw. People were very angry about that.
We got death threats.
Yeah,
for cutting down that tree.
Yeah, we got death threats.
Reckless.
So, but I'll be honest with you, it was a blessing because now I'm here where I am now, where I almost feel like I'm that kind of guy in the industry that can get away with that stuff.
Right.
And when people freak out about it, they're like, yeah, but it's just Chip.
It's just Chip.
You know what I mean?
That's the way he is.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of a blessing. And it also, in a blessing, it turned... You've got so many shows that are just starting off and trying to make it. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Every single one of them looks just like the next one. They all look the same. So if you're a new show trying to do your thing, I know you think that your content is better and the best and it's so good. But yes, you can vibe to it because it's yours and you love it. But is it really that different? So, with Animal House, it pissed a lot of people off, but it was also a blessing because it turned a lot of heads.
Right.
So now Crungle can walk around in the ATA, and people point at him and go, "You're that guy.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?" And then Crungle's like, "Well, actually, I'm producing, off grid." And they're like, "Oh no. Well, I'm doing a show. Do you want to produce it?" And Crungle's like, "Hell yeah." You know what I mean? So it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all like a big snowball that you guys build up, and you know, it just keeps escalating.
Yeah.
That's the sweet part, you know. We look forward to everything that you post.
So it's almost like you showed off your talent. Now, if we could just take this talent and just contain it,
yes,
we'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
That kind of
definitely contained now. A lot more contained now.
It's
these
cool
days.
because we're so generous with our ideas in what we do. Nobody's ever come forward and took the style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's branded and it's burnt in for life. And what we do, it can never be copied for some reason. It must be the skull. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody wants to copy it.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
That might be it too.
I've seen some little bits here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Of people trying little snippets of some techniques or some types of, but nothing.
I watch hunting television. I see it. You see dudes doing certain things, and you're like, but you're flattered.
That was my work.
Instead of getting angry,
Got it.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more flattering.
It is flattering.
Yeah.
You're leaving your mark on the industry. It'll be around for a long time.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You guys going to SHOT Show? No?
Probably not.
Not right. Yeah.
Do you know how many cool podcasts you guys could bang out at the SHOT Show?
Yeah.
And you would be like done for the year. You wouldn't even have to do any more. You could go to the SHOT Show and do 20 podcasts. Just work your butts off and just do podcasts with everybody and try and get everybody. And then you could just edit them out and sit on your butts for the rest of the
year.
year.
Do a couple bonus ones at the AVN.
If you guys don't realize, I'm pretty sure you guys realize if you're listening to this, they're all pre-recorded. Right?
Yep.
And do you guys edit them, or do they just kind of usually flow and you just drop them the way they are?
They get edited.
Okay.
They're edited. I don't take out too much.
Right.
Take out dead air and burps and stuff like that.
You do?
Yep.
Right on.
Like that. Although I'm going to leave that one in. That one's awesome.
We're going to see if we can get the first fart on your show.
Dude,
wow.
You got one boiling?
If I get one boiling, what do you think about it? We'll get the first fart ever. And then don't tell. Hey, and then sit Mike from sit Sean from Heartland Bowhunter on this mic, and don't say nothing.
Wow.
I love him though. I love the Heartland Bowhunters.
They're good guys.
This is my favorite show, pretty much.
Remember how we had that talk about containing your talent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Oh, no way, dude. Just think about that. Blow a nasty one right in here, and then Sean gets on the mic.
Well, they've already been wrapped in my underwear.
Oh, so you got us all. They probably have, because you put them in your luggage to get here. Yeah.
Protect them.
That's funny. So you guys aren't going to the SHOT. The SHOT is amazing. It's in Las Vegas. The most beautiful place in the world.
Maybe not this year.
It's only beautiful for 2 days, though. And then you're over it.
Yeah.
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 We'll get there someday. Not sure it's going to be this year, but we'll be there sometime.
You can do it.
That was the first year we went to, didn't we go? No, we went to SHOT the next year. We didn't go to SHOT our first year. It was the next year when Martin Krasinski paid for us to go. Martin Krasinski, that was another guy.
Me like a Wolverine.
Yeah. We went. Okay, so eventually Animal House was rocking, but we didn't have any funds to put it on air.
Right.
Fitz was Fitz made a bunch of connections for us at ATA and got a bunch of companies promising that they were going to sponsor us. Mm-hmm. You know how that goes.
That must happen a lot.
Oh, it happens
that's
a
like
lot.
Cliche.
Yeah,
very common.
Yeah, this is the typical one, like a bow company. But we're very interested. Can you do us a favor and not sign or not take any more meetings with anybody else? Because we're very interested, but we're very busy right now. We will call you in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? At the ATA. So being young bucks, we're like, sweet,
yeah, we'll do that.
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Right.
And then 2 weeks, no phone call.
Yeah.
And then you call them, and they're just like, well, we'll call you back, and they don't call you back.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
That seems like a common theme.
Oh yeah, very common.
And not
thing.
just this industry, all of them.
At one point,
all kinds of promises.
At one point, we were actually supposed to be under the same production as Fear No Evil's first season. We were going to be under a Zach Brown production. I won't even say the guy's name on here to give him any kind of credit.
Yeah.
Because he really, I don't know if it was him or whatever. Business things happen business wise.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much what happened is we sat down at the dinner table with this producer guy that was producing Chris's original season with Zach Brown, and they were looking for other shows, and they loved Animal House. And I guess Zach liked Animal House. I'm not sure. That's what they told us. And we're sitting at the table, and he's like, "How much do you guys make?" "Well, what do you think about a salary? What was it, $100,000 a year?" Or something? "What happens if we paid each of you $100,000 a year? We produce the show. We'll do 10 episodes for you. We'll send you out a film crew. You guys will pick the ones that you like. This and that. You guys did it. Great job. You've made it." Shook our hands. We're going to be calling you after. Literally, we left the dinner table, and I cried.
Yeah, high-fiving.
I cried.
Oh, yeah.
I went outside, I cried, and I was like, I fucking did it. You know what I mean? I looked up at the sky. It was one of those moments and was like, I did it.
Yep.
And then guess what?
Nothing.
He never called.
Yeah, that was
So
here
that's
in
like me.
Indianapolis.
That's like someone going to you, "You won the lottery, dog.
Yep.
Good job." And you're like, "Yeah." And you go tell everybody.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, "We were just kidding.
Yeah.
You didn't win the lottery."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you've learned your lessons now.
And to come back from that,
you know how it all works.
to come back from that and realize, okay, after you just thought you had made it, and then realizing you're still nothing and you have nothing, and you're living in a trailer and you deliver pizza,
Right.
to come back from that and keep working and saying, "Screw it, I'm going to keep
a lot.
doing this."
Yeah.
So that's why I said, if someone's got it in them, they're going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't let nothing get you down.
But the industry, man. That's what's that all about. It's all.
How are we doing on time?
Yeah, we're good.
Good.
Yeah, we're good. I don't have to fart yet, so we got to wait for that. Do you guys have a time limit on this thing?
That's the beauty of a podcast. There's no time.
There's no
limit.
time
Yeah.
limit.
It's unlimited.
Yeah. You
I
guys
try to get around an hour, but
Yeah, sometimes it
We're
goes
right at
further.
about 46 minutes right now.
like
Yeah.
you were talking about being in the industry, we were approached to be on a network.
Really?
Yep. An outdoor Canadian network.
Wild TV.
I don't know if it wasn't TV, it was a radio thing.
Okay.
Some guy that was in the radio show business.
Oh, excellent.
And I turned it down.
Yeah.
Only because I had a limitation. Had to be 60 minutes. Like, not doing it. Not yet.
What had to be 60 minutes?
The show. Every show had to be exactly 60 minutes.
That was their limitation?
Yep.
Well, why not do it?
I didn't want to.
Can't you do separate ones for them?
Probably.
Yeah, you could edit it up. You could edit up like what you could have done is you could have taken your podcasts and edit them up separately and do a 60-minute one and then post, if you want to hear the entire one,
Right.
go here.
So what was happening back then, it was free to get on,
Yeah.
but now you got to pay to be on.
Oh.
Oh,
See?
yeah.
That's
Podcast should
stupid.
always
Like, I
be
knew
free.
that's the direction he was going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You should have given him the big middle finger. You were gonna pay. He always wants people to pay.
Now he does. There was somebody I was just talking to.
Like
now
he's a network.
Yeah.
And these
Do you know who I am?
podcasts aren't good enough, so
I
they
don't
have
know.
to pay me.
I haven't heard.
No, I can do it in my living room, dude.
Right. Exactly. I
Yeah.
do it. That's doing my loft.
That's the
and
whole
I don't-
point of it.
I don't need you.
Yeah.
You know? You ever heard of iTunes?
Yeah.
So
Ridiculous.
I don't know. There's some people that have started doing it now, and they're paying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If they got it 2 years ago or a year ago, they would have had it for nothing. But you could see he had to sign a contract that says we don't owe you anything and you don't owe us anything.
That's ridiculous.
Now you got to pay them like $100.
It's in Canada, anyways. Who cares?
Right.
Canucks. I'm just kidding. I got a lot of friends in Canada. It's crazy dudes out there living in the bush, man.
The
For
cold
real.
bush.
For real.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Ryan Harder. He's the guy. He's the guy that does the river bruins in Alberta, where we bear hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the kid is just a straight savage.
Nice.
Frozen beard all year, just living outside, throwing axes at animals.
Really?
Hardcore dude, yeah.
Wow,
he's
they do that.
he's he baits the bears for us, and he's got these barrels of all these beavers that he killed, and they're just rotten beavers, and you're supposed to cut up the beavers, you know what I mean, and put them around the bait site, but like he doesn't cut them up, he hacks them up with an axe, but his axe is like a dull axe. It's more like one of those just pointed sledgehammers. So like he just pulls out rotten beavers out of his truck and like beats them in half. And he smells like a rotting beaver the entire week, and the inside of his truck is permanent rotten beaver.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
God.
but he's one of the funniest and coolest dudes you'll ever met, and beats so down to earth.
That's cool.
Yep, just beats beavers in half. And like, you know, when the road's hot, you can like see the fumes come off of it. Like that's what's coming off of the beavers. Just beating beavers in half. There's fumes coming off of them. I was 50 yards away, like zooming in with my camera because I couldn't stand that close. I was gagging and puking, and like I can deal with some pretty gross stuff, and that was really bad.
Beating the beaver,
Beating beavers in half with a dull axe.
Wow, that's intense. Where do you find guys like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Only you, Chip City.
We went from the ATA stories to beating beavers in half.
Yeah, we can always rip another show. Animal House Gone Wild. Animal House Gone Wild.
Yeah.
There you go.
For sure.
Format.
We're planning on tonight's a big night for Crungle. We're going to
what time's that start?
Yeah,
we
wanted
want
to
to
ask
ask
you
some
about
questions.
all that
7:30.
Yep.
7:30. Where?
Let me look.
They don't say on there.
It's yeah, it does. It does say it on the bottom. It's just not highlighted.
It's
The address is on the bottom.
Really?
Taps and Dolls, 247 Southern Meridian Street.
Okay.
That's
Taps
the place
and
to
Dolls.
be tonight.
Tell us what's going on there.
So this is the second film festival that they're doing this year.
Badlands.
There's a bunch of video entries that had to be anywhere from 10 minutes to 15 minutes long, and you entered in, and only 8, I believe, are getting selected.
Yeah.
And they selected one that I did with Jeremy Myers.
Nice.
So we tag teamed and did one together, and
tag teamed.
Yeah, tag team.
What's the premise of the show? What's the premise of the movie?
It's called Venison Playground. It's it's venison versus beef.
Yep.
It's the health benefits all the way to like the hunter part of it, like the self satisfaction of
So nobody's seen this yet.
Mm-mm.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's been on the internet, a little bit.
Okay,
It's
okay.
really blasted a little bit, but it's only 6 minutes long, and it's pretty sick.
Chewing on venison.
I know. You're talking about
I get
venison,
it.
so I started eating the jerky again.
I got hungry.
Sitting there. You said venison. I looked down. I was like,
yeah, I got some right here.
Beef jerky.
So, any predictions for tonight?
He's going to win.
Gonna win.
Hoping, right?
I think so. I think he's got a pretty good chance.
So that's huge for the industry. So there'll be a lot of people there to see that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, right?
Yeah. It's last year was their first one that they did, but and it was really I thought it was going to be something different than what it was. But it's going to be something that I think that's going to grow every year, and 1 year, it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be way better this year. I think that Crunkle's got a lot of stiff competition. Last year, I think it was just kind of wish-washy thrown together.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe I just I'll be honest, I had never been to a film festival.
Yeah, it's the first
So
year, too,
I thought
I've never been to one.
I never either. But what I had pictured in my head wasn't what it was. It was just like
you were thinking merry-go-rounds.
Yeah, it was at a bar. It was at the Hard Rock. It was at a bar, and it was just really cramped. You couldn't move around in there, and it was just more about drinking. Nobody was really even watching like the films. Everybody was just like loud and drinking and stuff. And I was like, this is kind of
it's not how I would envision a film festival either.
But I think it's just gonna, because last year nobody was talking about it.
Yeah.
This year everybody's like, are you going? Are you going? Are you going? So
that's cool.
It's growing, and I think that they got a lot more entries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be awesome.
How big is a Golden Moose Award?
How big physically?
Not physically too. Yeah, I've never seen one. But what is is that a big deal to win a Golden Moose?
I guess it is. I
The
can't.
antlers on yours is broke.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my daughter.
Kids are good for that.
Yeah. It's just whatever. But I guess it is. I'm trying to think of another award in the industry.
It's kind of like the CMAs for country music.
I'm trying to think of another award in the industry that's bigger, but there isn't. So I guess it is. It's a big deal. It is.
Okay.
It's it. So we're up for 6 this year.
Nice.
Yeah, 6 nominations.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We won last one. We won one last year for best new show. We had some real stiff competition. We were actually up against Heartland Bowhunter, which is crazy for me, to that being one of my favorite shows, and be up against him and win that. That was pretty cool.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's something that the producer can take a lot of credit for.
Yeah. And not being in this industry that long and not really caring about things like that, trophies and whatever, I didn't realize that it was a big deal. But to Chris, it's something that it was like one of his lifelong goals. And he'd been in the industry for many, many years, and he had never gotten one. So when we won that last year, that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
It's like it's one of his lifelong dreams come true, and it was cool to be a part of it and help him out with that. So
awesome.
I know we all say it. We don't care about awards and stuff, but when it happens, you're like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, all right, I'll admit, like. Yeah,
here
it's
we
cool.
go. Here we go.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool. I'm not going to be like Mr. Super Humble here, like me. They don't matter, because they do. There's a lot of hard work put into it. But I mean, at this point in my career, I don't really give a shit about winning them. I think it's really nice to be nominated up against who we're up against. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy that we're nominated for best production up against Jim Shockey's, $1 million budget deal. And like, I filmed the whole entire thing with a GoPro, a DSLR that I bought at Best Buy, and one of Chris's cameras, which is, a mid-range camera, and edited it in my bedroom. So just to be nominated is sweet.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
that is awesome.
I'm really not going to there like expecting a win. Like if we don't get one, I don't give it. I'm just gonna be psyched to be there and be nominated with everybody.
But Chip, what's your real name?
Carlton Crosby Spaulding.
That's a beautiful name.
It's a crazy name.
You changed it to Chip City.
I never changed it.
No. Where'd you get that?
It turned into Chip when I was little. My parents just called me Chip. Everybody called me Chip.
Gotcha.
That was my name. Was Chip. And then doing the whole hip-hop thing and rap thing, I never had like a rap name,
You needed something.
I didn't have a rap name. And another local rapper that was at a show with us was like, Chip City, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and it just stuck, you know what I mean? I'm like, the Chip City part, you know what I mean? No, the city part worked,
Right.
So, and then everybody started calling me, all my friends would call me Chip City. And
It's stuck with you,
Stuck with it. But Facebook won't even let me use it anymore. They're on some government.
Oh, yeah.
They're on some government, and they will not let you use nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a hold of me, and they're like, we are under the impression, and there have leads to believe that this is not your real name. You have so many days to change it, or give us, or fax, or give them an actual ID. They want me to fax them my ID to prove my real name. Like, I couldn't have Chip City. They made me change it to Chip Spaulding, which still isn't my real name. But that was so weird, and I think it's because, like, I really think that the Facebook is like working with the government to literally, if you think about it, now the government has a website for every single person. It's your Facebook page.
Yeah.
And it says where you've been, who you are, how old you are,
what you're doing,
where you know what I mean? Where you're at, everything.
Yeah. I get notifications. It says Chip City's nearby.
Yeah.
If he's near.
That's freaking bizarre. And now they've got that messenger.
You can
remember that weird taboo stuff going on with the messenger, that if you download that messenger, then they can literally, in fine words, like in like the thing, it says that they can like
turn your camera on.
Turn your camera on your phone and just watch you.
It's one of the things where, I just recently posted a picture of Jay. You no longer have to tag Jay. It recognizes Jay.
I know.
Face recognition on Facebook.
Yeah, it already knows.
That is scary. I never thought about that. It did that the other day when I had a picture of Chris. It knew that it was Chris. Mm-hmm. Face recognition.
You ever been down to Disney with your kids?
Yeah.
No.
Me as a kid.
As a kid I was, but never.
I've been there recently.
As you drive in and you start taking pictures of the Disneyland logos and stuff.
Yeah.
The picture will come out, but it will show as you post it on Facebook without even saying it's at Disney. You'll have all these like butterflies and pictures of Mickey in the photo. It knows where you are.
It knows where you are, yeah. The face recognition thing is scarier.
Much scarier.
Think about how many millions of people have Facebook. And when all of a sudden you just take a picture of somebody and want to post it, Facebook, within seconds, knows who that is.
It don't take seconds.
Like if you took a picture of me or Crungle right now and tried to post it, Facebook would know who the hell I was.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
The government is very infiltrated into our lives
Oh,
in
for
many
sure.
ways. And I don't know how to get off the grid right now.
Yeah, you got to get rid of everything.
Mhm.
Yep.
One time I was talking to my neighbor. I had Messenger installed in Reno. I was talking to a neighbor. He was watering his garden. I went over there and shot. And he was talking to me about, hey, you hear Tesla? They passed some new deal. They're going to get 5,000 employees over here, open up this new plant, and it's going to be big. It's going to be a big deal, a big thing for Reno. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Not even 8 hours later, I go through my feed, and I'm getting tons of job applicant types of pop-ups on Facebook on the side column about Tesla. And I'm wondering if the microphone was tapped. You know what I mean? If you search Nike shoes or whatever, blow-up dolls, it shows up in your side column as a common thing searched.
Yep.
And they suggest, hey, you're bored. You might want some Nike shoes because you've already searched them.
So that right
So
there.
I'm
that's
thinking
a,
they
that's
tapped
a hint
in.
for you
I don't know
guys.
if they tapped in, but they heard some stuff on my microphone, maybe, or maybe it was just a thing that Reno was doing for the area to blast. But I just thought it was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's super freaky. They're watching us right now.
I have no messenger.
You're gonna
I
say
They're
never-
watching us right now.
Zap
I
us
never
from
had
the
no
sky.
messenger.
You
Come
don't.
through
How do you
drone.
get messages?
I go to the site, the mobile site on the net, and you can still message out of that.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
You can still message that?
Yep, I got rid of the messenger, and I can
You're
still.
that hardcore about it, huh?
I don't like it.
That's right. You and along with all like retired vets and stuff like that.
I don't play with messenger. Never have. I'll tell you right now.
Good for you.
Every time I
See-
do it, I go to facebook.com.
Good for you, because I was the same way. I'm like, wanted to be one of those activist dudes. It's like, nope, I'm not going to download it. And like 2 days later, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to download this
I got
thing.
rid of it for 2 days and then got it back.
Really?
I'm like,
And
how am
then
I going to
download
talk
it.
to people?
Because like I'm on the go all the time, and a lot of times I don't want people having my phone number, and the only way they can get a hold of me is through Facebook.
But it still tells you got a message on your Facebook app.
If you go through, but you got to go through with the internet part of it.
Don't
and,
take but
and then
2
that's when my
seconds.
whole phone is super duper slow. I have an iPhone 4. What do you have?
5.
Ooh, Mr. Tommy the Topper. No, what do you got, Crungle? A 6?
6+.
Nice.
Good Lord. Yeah, I'm behind on that. You think I'd
Crungle's
be
on
up?
it like a hobo on a
Well,
hot
you
Oh,
Chip, I got a
Crungle.
4S.
No. And his dad is all into like the newest, most expensive gadgets out, and then he takes them into his basement and like dissects them and figures out how to make them.
Wow.
My dad's a gunsmith,
Yeah.
so a machinist, and
Yeah.
has
Oh.
everything
Yep.
downstairs.
That's
so-
cool, though.
Oh yeah.
That's
He's
fantastic.
got
That's
these.
cool.
He makes inventions all the
That's
time,
cool.
and little like remember that thing he made to like put out your butts, your cigs,
Yeah.
like a little sig saver or whatever. Isn't that what he called it? A
Yep.
sig saver. And then they made him. They invented him, and he's like, "Does me off."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he was taking apart laser
wicked
diodes
smart
and trying
dude.
to amplify them to cut through steel with them. You know, just all
He's a
kinds of
smart dude. But Crungle's always been like the new phone guy. He's always had the newest phones.
Yeah. You gotta stay on top.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
What do you say, guys? Want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
You got a little ending song?
Oh
for us
yeah.
this
So
time?
can
Do
we
we have
plug?
one?
Can we plug our social media?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So follow me on Twitter,
Yeah.
Lord_Crungle, and then obviously Facebook, Marc Balestreri.
Nice.
Yep.
Yep. You can look me up on Facebook on Chip Spaulding, and
Carlton Spaulding.
Twitter. I don't even know what it is on Twitter. What am I on
It's
Twitter?
Chips.
The real Chip City, or is it just Chip City? I think it's Chip_City, I believe.
Yeah, I'm
All
looking
right,
now.
everybody pick up their phones and look.
Yep, Chip_City.
Yeah. Underscore.
I feel like a
Chip
jokester. I don't
city.
even know it.
Yep.
My tweet game. I got to step up my whole tweet game. I tweet once in a while, but I'm kind of with Twitter is more personal. Actually, usually it's kind of like what's on my mind,
It's like a big party.
and sometimes they're kind of a little dirty. I like people to know more about me on Twitter and Facebook. I kind of keep it at a certain level.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sponsors look at that stuff. And
Yeah, they're always watching, man. It's not just the government.
what's cool, like I said though before, is with that whole me being the way I was before was a blessing. Is a lot of times, sponsors will look at that and kind of laugh and be like, "Yeah, it's Chip."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When if somebody else did that out of the blue, they'd be like, "You're fired." You know what I mean?
Right. Or that's
Or
the
they'd
old
get
Chip. This is the new Chip.
they'd
Yeah.
get rid of them. I was talking to somebody the other day that said that their sponsor had a huge problem about something that they posted, and what they posted was not bad at all. It was just a shot on a certain animal, and it was a headshot on an animal, and one of their sponsors was literally like contemplating dropping them because of a picture that he posted, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I don't get it, because then you can go ahead and post this, and like your sponsors will comment on it and laughing. And it's like, I don't know.
Right.
So.
Yeah. There was a whole thing the other day about PETA was getting all bent out of shape because Palin's son was standing on the dog at the counter in his kitchen, and they went nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he just needed a stepping stool, so he stepped up on his dog.
Yeah, it's not.
The kid weighs like 10 pounds.
Right.
Oh.
Right. But then, who's the other person?
And PETA was freaking out about that?
Yeah.
How do you find out what PETA is doing? Like, how do you know what they're freaking out? Is it on the news?
It was a Twitter feed.
Okay.
Yeah, they were looking at two different
is there
pictures.
like a PETA Facebook or PETA Twitter
be.
where you can like follow them and figure out what they're
Actually,
complaining
there is.
about
I did
now?
follow them for a while. Now that I think about it,
You just look and see what the hell they're crying about.
What's the enemy doing today?
Yeah. What are they crying about today?
Yeah.
They don't do anything productive. They just cry about stuff.
Cry about everything.
I mean, I understand it. I understand that animals need rights, 100%. And some of the stuff that they do is great, and there needs to be people like that. But don't step on my shoes. Don't. Hunting has been around forever, and all those people crying about it they're alive because their ancestors were a good shot.
Right.
So
that's right. We wouldn't be here today if we didn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't
shoot.
They wouldn't be here if your parents just picked berries. But
that's it.
Your uncle was probably pretty good with a bow, so that's why you're alive.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's truth, though.
Yep.
It's truth.
Yeah. Your great uncle was probably just really good shot. So.
Well, excellent, gentlemen.
Excellent.
Sweet, man. Thanks for having
Good
us.
time.
Been
It's a
awesome.
blast. This one was kind of weird and random and everywhere.
Totally
we didn't even
strange.
talk about hunting.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really like a reunion.
No.
We just kind of like whatever. But it was fun. And Homeboy's been on his phone the whole time.
Get over it.
He's doing a text podcast. Somebody else.
Yeah.
How'd you
We'll just
know?
do a text podcast back
That's the
and
newest
forth.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Well,
building
Chip,
up
this is number 3 for you, so I'm sure we'll have number 4 somewhere down
Oh,
the road.
geez. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Crazy.
get the whole gang. Maybe we'll get Brackett in here someday. What do you think? He
now-
really liked your new card, dude.
No, we got the new business
He
card.
really liked your new card.
Now
If
he
you
can
guys-
come in.
If you guys don't know, here's a short story. The first time that they all met, Brackett, we all met together. Dusty pulls out his card, and Chris is like, "What the heck is this thing?"
Right.
And kind of borderline insulted him about it. And
Borderline. We got insulted.
yeah. And,
Granted, we did print them out on like napkins.
So
But we was in a
Pretty
hurry.
thin. We're in a
So-
hurry. Get down here.
so
Hey, just
between
have
me and
something.
Dusty-
They worked for the first round.
me and Dusty
Yeah.
kind of just looked at each other when it happened and raised our eyebrows because, Chris was actually helping out.
Vistaprint.
In his mind, he was helping, and he was, but he's not always aware
Right.
with his tone of
Right.
voice. The tones
Right.
that he uses.
Right, and it's
so,
not like we weren't aware.
So
we knew the cards were bad, guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's
Kinda
been an
think we knew
inside
that.
joke. It's been an inside joke since then about the cards, and then Dusty shows up with these baller ass cards that are like credit cards. You could open your door with them. They're hard. Like, listen to
Open your
this.
door with them.
Like, yeah, you
That's,
can open your
that's
door.
the new business card.
Yeah, it's probably the coolest business card I've ever seen. It's super. It's as hard as a credit card.
Mhm.
It's got some cool writing on it.
All because of Chris Brackett.
But that's the story behind that. All because of Chris Brackett, and Chris Brackett was loving it. So maybe we'll get him on here. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Sir.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks. Fun.
See you again, guys.
Yep.
Holler at me when you want to do one.
I wanna-
Chip City again.
I feel like I want to tell everybody to go to the show, but they're not going to hear this until the show's already over or
Right,
whatever.
right.
So there's no sense even
Oh,
promoting it. I want
yeah,
to tell
right.
everybody to go and
Oh,
go,
yeah, I know.
go to the film festival,
I know.
but nobody's
Yeah.
going to hear this. for
Sometimes I
another week.
wish it was live.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
All right, so if you didn't go to the film festival, people, it sucks to be you.
Yep.
I tell you what, brother, those guys have a long career ahead of them.
Yeah, they do. And not only on a serious note and on a fun note, because they can mix it up. They can be professional. Look what all they've accomplished over the years here.
Absolutely.
And now they can apply that to their professionalism, but yet backtrack to the animal house and have fun with it.
You have to be talented on both sides. You have to take it seriously in some sense, but you have to be open and creative and fun on the other side in order to keep those viewers coming back. Otherwise, it gets stale, quite honestly.
Yeah, agreed to that for sure. You got to keep some action in there somewhere.
Yes. Well, that was awesome. Just thanks to Marc Balestreri and Chipcity Spaulding, Carlton, as I'm going to call him from now on, for joining us on and sitting down with us at the ATA and just spilling his guts, telling some real stories, the way in the real language that you like to hear when you're really talking to somebody. Not just this canned stuff. Chip brings it all. He brings himself, and he doesn't hold back, and that's what we love about him.
Yeah, it's we'll have Chip City around for a long time to enjoy, and we can get him on a serious note, and we can talk some production and some videography. But yeah, we can get him on a fun note and talk about Animal House. There's all kinds of options there with Chip City.
Yeah.
Same way with Marc. There's a real serious side. Marc's done some great production, and I look forward to seeing what happens with them guys in the future. I just think we got some interesting, awesome things coming from both of them guys.
Yes, there are hints of some more Animal House to come. Let's leave it at that. So, what do we got for a Chubby Tines tip of the week this week, Dusty? You got anything for me?
I'm gonna get into a little bit more about shed hunting.
Okay.
It's one of them things where my tip's going to be based around when the right time to be in the woods looking for sheds is. A lot of guys are out there, a little bit early and they don't find nothing. So that's going to discourage you. It's that, that time that you go to the woods, here it is, the 14th, Saturday, the 14th. And, about the 21st through March 1st is when I seem here in Ohio to be prime time. Now you get out west, it's a little bit earlier. They got more snow. Their nutritional system is lower out there. Same way with New Hampshire. I'm sure that there's probably some bucks dropping there because you got 3 foot of snow.
Exactly.
So the getting out there at the right time for your state and your area is very critical. You want to beat the squirrels from eating them. And the porcupines, and if you're in the States, got porcupines or, any mice, there's a lot of things that eat antlers. So being out there at that right window and have some trail cameras out in areas that your bucks are traveling and keep an eye on the trail cameras, check them. Season's out, you're good to go to walk in and out. You're not really messing up your hunting area. But if you can pin down where these bucks are walking and they're bedding down, and you catch them on trail camera, they're going to lose their rack here real soon if they haven't already. And you got some general idea where that buck was when he lost his rack. That's the whole key of trail cameras and being able to get a good within a 600-700 yard radius that you can find his antlers.
Nice, good tip. That's a great tip of the week because it's that time of the year to be outside shed hunting.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that you can take the family, you're not really carrying any kind of weapon, and you're not trying to worry about so much about scent control. I still take it into a factor a little bit. You don't want to be wearing your hunt or your boots that you've been, and grease and chemicals or something at work, because that obviously is going to detour your deer away from that area. And you don't want to go too early. And a little bit more about that, you don't go too early because it could push a good buck off your farm for a couple of days, and you miss out on the opportunity to see his antlers. So, get that proper window there, and man, it really can pay off.
Right. And I love shed hunting because you get to experience the antler as you almost would during the season, but now you can go into an area, you can recover sheds and big mass antlers and even disturb the spot, but it won't matter because by the time deer hunting season comes around, they'll be back on their normal trail anyway.
Yeah, you got that sanctuary that you try to stay out of throughout season. And that's something that I invade when it comes shed hunt time.
Right.
I don't go in there and trash it, wear it out, but I do try to make 2 passes through a bedding area each shed season. Every year, 2 passes. I usually try to go about the 23rd, and I usually try to go about March 7th through the 10th, 12th, somewhere in there. And no guarantees that every buck's going to drop by March 12th.
Right.
But that's a chance I take. If they haven't shed and they do shed in there, well, I missed out. I got to go through there twice. That's it.
Right. Very cool. Awesome tip. It's been another great show as usual, and thanks to Chipcity Spaulding and Marc Balestreri, Chipcity Carlton Spaulding, I should say, and Lord Crungle, Marc Balestreri for joining us on the Big Buck Podcast and the Animal House reunion. Just awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, great experience, great guys, and man, the future for them too. I almost wish I could advance 5 to 8 years and see what's happening with them guys. Because I think that they're going to take themselves a long way.
I agree. Well, man, I think that's about it. How can we reach you offline?
Facebook.com/Chubby Tines Outdoors. Send me an email at dusty@bigbuckregistry.com. Jay, how can the people reach out to you at the Big Buck Registry?
Well, you can find us in a lot of different places. One of the new places we're on, there was a website called Prepper Broadcasting, PREPPER Broadcasting, picked us up this week. So you can, if you want to tune into us, you can find us over there, prepperbroadcasting.com. As always, you can find us on iTunes at bigbuckregistry.com/iTunes. And if you would, I'd invite you to go listen to our shows, listen to our catalog. Lots of great interviews there. And if you'd be so kind as to leave us a review and subscribe to the show, we'd appreciate that. You can also find us on Stitcher at www.bigbuckregistry.com/Stitcher. And then on all the major social medias, you can find us on Facebook, bigbuckregistry.com/Facebook. Twitter is bigbuckregistry.com/Twitter. You can find us on YouTube, bigbuckregistry.com/YouTube. You can always give us a call if you'd like at 724-613-2825. Leave us some show feedback, get in contact with us, let us know who you want us to talk to or a subject matter you want us to cover. Text us. You can text us at that number too. You can send in a picture to that number too if you would like, although there's a better way to do it, and the best way to do it is by email. But the instructions for that, if you want to have your buck featured on the Big Buck Registry Wall of Fame, which is our Facebook page with 150,000 plus followers, and become famous for a day because of that great buck that you harvested or shot and killed over the last season, it's www.bigbuckregistry.com/mybuck. And finally, if you are in the outdoor industry and you have a Facebook page and you want to set up a little share for share with us, we're happy to give some highlights to your page on ours, if you would do so kindly with us. And all you have to do is go to www.bigbuckregistry.com/S4S. That's all I have, my friend.
Big buck everywhere. Big buck. That's crazy. You get a chance, Facebook or www.bigbuckregistry.com/iTunes, and give us a review. We always like to hear your reviews, and great place to do it right there at iTunes.
Yes. Yep. It's a great place to listen to the show. And I think that's all I got, brother.
Awesome, man. It's been a great show. Thanks to Mark and Chipcity, and I'm Dusty Phillips.
And this is Jay Scott.
And you listen to the Big Buck Registry Deer Hunting Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Can't wait.